Apologies if there's any sort of stream issue as well. I can see my frame rate dipping quite a bit, but hopefully it holds up because we've got more action for you. It's Eshays now to the attack side. It's even their map pick. Shadownet made a statement first game. You can see a statement being made. Barky and Vesta. Really quick on getting some early intel that they can't be coming C. 3 sites here. Shadownet, Delcero. Swing out is good, and it's a swing and a hit. Calamari also lands a bullet. And Delcero holding on for dear life as the our drone flies through. Delcero a little bit out of sorts and a little bit under the pressure. Gonna be falling. 3 players. Barky, Shax, and Vesta be the 3 of Eshays as they've taken this site. They've put out the camera. Vicon's got the cross. Nicholas to just play underneath. Barky has been spotted. Very nice camera to come in. It's gonna be spotted. Shots from Nicholas. Those shots landed on the Barky. Shax and Vesta. Now it's just Vesta as he falls. Aplo going on a tear in that pistol. And first round for the side of Eshays here. Pistol goes their way. You can see. Now the money. After securing Spike, after securing the plant, after securing the kills to Aplo. He's already 1 away from the neural theft. You can see this is, I guess, the call to the latest patch. If you missed it, neural theft's now down to 6. And you can put out that intel all too well. It's Gunma. Been trading 1 for 1 with Delcero. Back on those spots, another. Calamari needs to be cautious because they're upside. He hasn't hit a right click. Jack's not going to hit a left either. Here's the Sheriff. To come out here. The best stuff. Bang shot, though, from Vicon. Blasty as they come. Vicon by the second on the board for Eshays. You know, economy and tossed away rounds, I feel. So now we go to the rifles here for Shadownet. Phantoms, Vandals. You light shields for the board of Shadownet. This is where Eshays can start to mount themselves a platform and slowly climb their way from there. Dart deep middle for Calamari. Now drone out. It's gonna ping Profit. Calamari just to ping some bullets in. That's it. Just waiting on the other side. Waiting to pounce at the right opportunity. 3 towards lower middle. Vesta might catch them on the timing here. Profit's looked away. So over the rest of his teammates. Vesta might get the better of them in just a second, but he's not going to over push. He doesn't have to. Shadownet now looking to fend off this A take yet again. It's going to be Barky here in the site with Delcero. Barky's going to be absolutely banged by Profit. Delcero catches Gunma, push on short. Calamari has a few pinged on the dart. Just has to land at the shock darts out. Does this a double stack onto the plant? Vicon taken extremely low of those shocks. I say extremely low. He's not actually taken fully out. Chax with the camera to the site. And Vesta Cal need to swing this perfectly though. Vesta caught looking which way to and fro. Player up in heaven and still deal with. Chax taken out. And Vesta going to be joining him. Profit now to the jet. Changes up his tune. 3rd round on the board. Eshays continue. Steamroll it back.
Yes.
Eshays. It's another gun round here, but it's bonus for to say the least. Because Shadownet, they've only got pistols to work with. That's already caught in the pink lower mid. Eshays playing with fire. Definitely in their gut. Cal taken out. And Shax spots it as the camera falls. The cage goes up. Camera. Cages go up. Shax's just stalling for time for the moment. Gonna have to pull off an heroic play. And him and Delcero both fall immediately to Prophet, who's gassed up right now, hitting all the shots you could ever want from him. Shot goes to Gunma, flawless. As Eshays take a fourth here. And this could be a little bit more disastrous from Shadownet, as we said, we haven't seen them play Haven in quite a while, and you know, this might be to the credit of Eshays. They might have read this well. Shadownet might be a little bit out of practice. Buy to come in. Ultimate's almost available. Eshays, they've got 2. Neural Theft and Knives. Prophet, he's been banging his shots right now. Keep our eyes on him. Early spray to come out. Trying to catch out Shax. You see presence and footsteps over at this A site. And this is where Shadownet have been faltering all too much. Their A holds have been a little bit weak. Smoke goes up to short. Vaki towards the heaven. Finds a secured kill on a Gunma. And that leaves Eshays in a little bit of a sour spot. They have to potentially rotate themselves out. Star's going to still be set up by Vicon. Star cannot. He's going to pick up both stars. Trying to sell the rotate to this A site for Shadownet, but I don't think they're all too sold. They're just going to play for the retake potentially here. Calamari hovering around the A link position. Delcero going to be banged out. Get out of my way, says Prophet. Knives out. They plan to go in here. It's up to Shadownet to retake it. 4v4. He comes in from Aplo towards the default. That was a chance for Bucky to really pounce on the opportunity gifted to him. As they try and hold down this site, Prophet still has knives available. He's holding here with Aplo in this position. It's a little bit of a dicey one as cages come out. Cosmic Divide goes in. Prophet misses all the knives and misses his opportunity to find it. Calamari pounces. Vesta 2. As Calamari and Vesta clean him up here, and it's going to be 1v1, make it 1v none. As Vicon gonna be taking the clutch round, keeps Eshays on the board, and another chaotic retake from Shadownet not gonna pay off, and that's gonna be a pause now to be called. As you can see, grayed out completely. Eshays might have the mental fortitude here against Shadownet right now, because the pause to come in. Aplo's apparently first time on the Cypher. Yeah, it's been playing all too bad. 6-2. 7-3. 7-0. Vicon has not died yet. This man is unkillable right now. He's got the murderous intent. Shadownet, you often see them go down in these early stages. They call for a pause. They have to evaluate, take another outlook on it, another perspective. A window of opportunity for Eshays can really start to cement themselves a few more rounds. You can see we didn't get the actual bug this time. But we can see ultimates available for everybody here for Shadownet. They have limited money, so I imagine they wouldn't be burning all too many of these. Baki does actually pop the knives. They might be going for this. Vesta deep. Hasn't popped the Empress, though. Dink on to Vicon. That's the player you definitely want to hit with a shot like that. Now they put to the test this C hold. Found my wire. Vesta, though, has found a kill. Out of charges. Chax is taken extremely low. Calamari? It's up through window. There's everybody outside of C-Long will be falling victim to Calamari. He can hear the footsteps now. You can hear the rotate coming in. Calamari sitting in. Oh, this is such a good spot. He might have heard Vicon to go astral. Vicon knows he doesn't need to sit there for all too long. Wires set up. Hunter's Fury to come in. This is beautifully set up by Baki. Now it's up to how Calamari opts to play it, because he's playing far line. Gunma's playing it in the site. He hasn't checked El Cerro. Aplo now to try and pick up the spike in a 1v4. This is all to the credit of Calamari, sneaking himself up to the window. Paranoia comes out. He looks dead to right in just a second. Shock dart on for good measure. 1 HP. Aplo able to get away from Vesta's lying claws. The Kitty's still got him out. Thrifty around it, taken one that Shadownet shouldn't be finding. They use 2 ultimates. They use the Hunter's Fury, they use the Jet Knives, and they're able to find themselves a first round there. Calamari, beautiful timing. We can see Eshays with a dominating performance to start this one off. Vesta with the camera for Bucky. And both Vesta to get in cheap little angles here. Chat's taken out and Bucky goes for a swing. But they haven't checked for Vesta for the moment. Prophet goes over the top. Gonna be looking to secure that ult, or Prophet. Is it gonna be swung? Vesta's got patience at the moment. Patience might be a virtue. It disappoints Prophet there in that round. They'll have to be awfully careful, and so does Calamari, because Aplo's on the lurk. Calamari reads it. Zero now to play the same corner he played last round, and well, it's going to be flush this time, but it's actually able to drop the spike. There's a few players coming out here for the side of Eshays. It's Aplo, and sorry, it's Vicon to take a shot on the Calamari. Vesta V2 finds the first, gets the overheal off Mikolas. Try and pick up the spike here against Vesta. Another Leer goes out. Empress popped Vesta. Looking to go deep here against Mikolas, and he will swing it, hit it, aimbot delivered. Second round delivered. This time it's a clutch necessary of Vesta. Another ultimate burned from Shadownet's pool. They'll be thankful to find themselves a second round now on the board. I still have to give Prophet all the credit that he deserves. Very sharp on this Jet so far. You can see why villains picked him up, of course. Having to fill in this night for Eshays. An ultimate's available. Jet Knives for Prophet. Tries to spot maybe an early peek to come out. Bucky. Operator. Shot missed. Vulnerable. Though. Isn't going to be finding the kill. Zaplo spotted in middle. Vesta. Oh my lord, though. There's the knives from Prophet. There's another knife on a Bucky. My lord, Prophet. It's coming to actuality. Calamari. Now stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's being flushed out of this position. He's going to find and isolate the first. As the rest of the players push themselves towards the site. Deltera on the long flank.
Spike planted.
They're already expecting it. Mikolas is already looking that way. They're deep in spawn. They've planted it for themselves. Deltera, Calamari. The walk up comes in. The dart comes out. It does ping Deltera. Calamari. Knows that the spike's not planted for them, so he's going to have to go quick and forceful into this site. This is now Gunma with the showstopper pulled. He sinks it. Actually hits Calamari. He's a little bit far to the right. Now Deltero has tapped the spike. Clutch found by Gunma. And beautifully played around. 2-6. Eshays aren't letting up on this attack side in the second map. You can see that, you know, giving up bind to Shadownet doesn't set them out of whack. Two to 6. Shadownet. A little bit rough on the 6. They now have Sheriff's Marshall to come out. Back off completely as... Again, Eshays look to take this A site. Shadownet looking to hold it down. Careful. Profit. Careful. Thinking for careful. Deltero actually steals away that kill. And Profit doesn't know that Deltero's in the smoke. Deltero goes swinging, but he's going to miss. 2 players low HP. Shadownet. And pretty hefty position to do so. Jax bang shot to Profit as he walks out the heaven. It will be wallbang. Does have neural theft to scan. Got Baki to back him up this time. That's going to be taken by Aplo. Beautifully placed shots here from him in the front of this site. Default. Besta, though, able to get the heal off. And it's Vicon holding his nerve. And he has been very, very good at holding it. As push comes to shove, it's Vesta trying to push his way into the site. And it's Vicon shoving him out. 7 rounds on the board for Eshays. He's got that killer instincts in him. Vicon starting to find up the way to the scoreboard. Climb that tall mountain. Shadownet have put themselves in a disastrous position in this first half. Not all too great, it would seem, on Haven. This is, I guess, a testament to Eshays. They've identified that... Well, we haven't seen Shadownet play Haven in quite a while, and they're more than happy to bust it out themselves. We saw Eshays play such a beautiful Haven against some of these teams in the Autumn Cup so far. Collateral shot landed by Baki. We missed it. And my apologies. My lord, Baki. That's why you can't take your eyes off of him. Because just as you count him out, he does insane seams. Drone gonna be spotting. Vicon and Aplo. Now in a bit of a rough situation. 2v5. Well, really a winnable spot to be in. Spike is in their hands though. Calamari walked to the front of the site. Vesta to cover his cross. Once that smoke dissipates, it could be all hell she wrote. Cage goes out. Calamari gonna be lining up the shots. Flawless in that round. And to the credit of Baki, that collateral was massive at C-Long. Shuts down the C take all in its entirety. Shadownet find themselves a third. Ultimates now available. Baki secures one off the knives. Calamari does have the Hunter's Fury. Those got from the shadows. Chax does have the neural theft. We've seen heavy amount of neural theft been used so far for both these teams. Baki, oh, he's going deep for it this time. Tag shot. And Deltero teleport out. They have to play safe. They have to play calm. They know that the pressure is on. Baki does shoot the bomb bot before it even goes down. Not gonna leg on the Gunma. Legs a shot onto another. Spike down at 8. Concussion, Baki. Able to dodge it though with the dash and the tailwind. Now, maybe over towards the C site they go. Profit. Doesn't know that there's a wire and a cage up, so the cage goes up, the wire to be tapped out. That's knows There's a jet out towards the C site. Cosmic Divide goes in. Hunter's Fury goes through. Cage as well. Jax, he knows there's a player on the other side of this Cosmic Divide. He knows. And Prophet's just waiting, willing to go for it. And here goes the members of Shadownet. Baki with a right click. This time, it's another to be found. Nicholas, Hunter's Fury, Marshall shot to Calamari. As Baki flies overhead. Right click missed, but it's the left click with the pistol. And a 4-7. Now here for Shadownet. As they expend one ultimate. It's the last round before the switch. Baki starting to turn back up into this game, and at the moment, Eshays, it's still them in command and control of this second map. Of course, Eshays map pick, so it's to be expected. We never see Shadownet play Haven. Well, they're doing well for it so far. Defense is the side you want to do well on, so I guess to the credit of Eshays. Starting it off with 7 on the attack side, this would be a disastrous end to this half. 4-7. Now drone going to be sent through the garage. So going to bait out the wire. Gunma. Dink straight onto his dome, but Vessel's going to be the one falling. Lucky going to be falling back. Shots out of middle. Deltero needs to be cautious. Prophet just on the other side of that. Unimportant. Deltero takes him out. That's an important kill to find. Now up on the high line finds Gunma too. That's the player you don't want to be peeking that position. Now Calamari out in the sight holds it down with the spike. And it's going to be looking to drop Nicholas too. It's now Baki and it's Chax. 1v2 against Nicholas. Spike not down yet. 30 seconds left. Nicholas up to play for the baits. He's actually going to bait it out. He's going to take out Baki though. Camera from Chax. Wire in. Intel gains 14 seconds. Needs just 4 to plan it. Camera goes out yet again. Spike will go down. Chax is playing with the nerves right now against Nicholas. He has his position on lockdown and just waits for the wide swing, but Nicholas, he goes huge. Scanning ahead, delivers on the last round here for Eshays. That's an 8-4 for their scoreboard. And beautifully played around there from Nicholas. That clutch was absolutely gargantuan. Putting them where they needed most. And you can see what this means to Eshays. They take this, they go to Icebox, and seeing Shadownet, they've been experimenting with Icebox recently. But for Eshays, we saw them take 13-1 on Icebox just last week. That's it. Tapped on the dart. He turns to tap some shots in. Double Cloud Burst available for Baki. You can see Jets starting to play a little bit more util oriented. No ghosts. Just smokes. Jax is extremely low. Right click. Our drone. Delcero can be taken by... Actually, that's Baki taken by Vicon. It's another taken. Vesta though to trade it. Gunma to trade it back. Boom. The shots go. Jax. 2 HP. Calamari with a slither a bit more. Has a few more slithers to find. Right click on. He knows that Prophet's low. This pistol means more than the world. Shadownet and right click there. Classic done. Calamari finding pistol for Shadownet. Revealing the area. Bit of a cheeky little dart to come into play. Five and 8. Pistol this time for Shadownet. We needed to see that one come to fruition.
Here.
Teleport up top of the box here for Del Saro. A bit of an interesting swap up of positioning. It's going to be just setting up on the lurk. Seeing his camera, his cage is out. Vesta? He's got intel of Vicon's whereabouts. Goes, scans spots, Prophet. The shots give away his position. They pelt them in for a bit of a crossfire. Side of Eshays. I want to call them villains because I keep seeing Prophet here, but it's just Prophet from the villains side. Stinger. The Baki. We see this meta start to adapt.
There.
Wire out. Nicholas. The one.
30 seconds left.
Hold down the seaside. Because Dart comes out. Dash forward here from Baki. He's going to have to flex his muscle in just a second. Nicholas and Bike on the other end of those smokes. There's everybody here, but Baki able to swing on and hit them all with the eco round. And it's the collateral with the Stinger. It's a spray down. It's flawless from Shadownet. They take themselves a second now in this second half. You can see Operator in play by Prophet. If you don't know Prophet, a prominent duelist player. Not normally known for his jet, but maybe he's trying some new things out. Operator, of course, now down to $4,700. Go for an invest. Cage. House? To paint shells. Shadownet played a little bit more calm, collected.
Cover going out.
Smokes go up. Dash out here. The wire this time. See, the play to come in from Baki. He tries to push himself into the site, but it's Aplo with the wire. And you can tell that the patch is coming in full swing. Aplo has stuck himself into the corner. Calamari's not going to expect it. The Spike's dropped a yet again. Vesta, dink on Aplo. Dismiss out. Grabs himself a Phantom as he gets on through. Shot from Vesta to heaven. This is doable now. Nicholas, though, has been crucial in the clutch. Knows where Vesta is. And shots come in. Nicholas, again. This ace site. Reed's sake. And this play, absolutely gargantuan. 9 on the board for Eshays. Only the 6 of Shadownet. And sometimes those wires just trip up the jets. This time it was Baki caught by it. And you can see what that means to Shadownet's economy. They have a gun round now to come in because that was bonus. The wires, trigger, Vesta. Ooh. Vicon. Anywhere near those shots, he would have been a dead man. That's a low camera set up by Aplo. Gunma. A bit of a far forward angle. Could be meeting a few players. It's the second. Yeah, Vesta is going to be the one to receive the initial dink, though they're all taken extremely low. Nicholas, again, being a thorn in the Shadownet side. And this is really where I guess the Sager Sky comes to play.
Standing ahead.
It's a fallback. Dolcero might be looking to pave their way to see. Prophet, my lord. Shot with the Marshall. Spike drop mid. Dolcero still on the walk up. There's a wire in front of him. Does he meet the peak of Aplo in just a second? Timed comes in. Baki now the garage. Vicon and Profit. Zaplo. Oh my god, it's a jump drop shot. Del Cerro dropped to Aplo. Profit and Vicon do it all with pistols. My lord, man. It is a disastrous lost round here for side of Shadownet. Eshays, they've got 10 now on the board, and this is a crazy turn of events. Still a little bit more even than Eshays probably would have liked, but they've stolen themselves some eco rounds. Even Shadownet have stolen themselves some eco. It's up to this one. Very crucial round to secure for Eshays. For Shadownet, it's a very crucial round to steal away. We might be going to Icebox here for our decider. Walk up from Barky. One off the knives. Look to grab the orb. Gunma tucked in the corner. They're looking to hit this haze site. Slowly but surely. Sarah catches one on the flank. And that gives the information over to his team that, well, once pushed out, we don't have to necessarily go to A, but they're looking to do so. They're looking to send Barky in. This time not triggered on the wire. He's going to be caged for the moment. Calamari hitting shots with the Sheriff. Player underneath the heaven going to be flushed out by the shock dart and found by Calamari, who lands another. My lord, Calamari. Making them sheesh kebabs. Putting them on skewers. And cooking them alive. 7 on the board for Shadownet. That pistol play from Calamari sets himself alight. And I imagine that sets some confidence in the Shadownet. $20 kills now for Calamari, 15 for Vesta. Barky's taking a little bit of a back seat this time around.
Deploying drone.
This game, as we said, gets a little bit closer. That was a round Eshays really needed to find.
Blocking sight.
Blocking sight.
Here.
Gunma. Can hear all the footsteps go down here. He's got a ton of incel to give over to his teammates. He's calling it in the Eshays camp. Nicholas holding on the other line. And Gunma has found Calamari. Tried to lurk out here. Cage though covers. And they're looking to cover the site in just a minute. Belt of bullets though from the short side because they haven't checked it. Nicholas has found them all as they hit the floor. And Vicon takes another kill to his board. 11. As soon as Shadownet find themselves some hope, Eshays, they crush it. Ultimates available for 5 members here for Eshays. They can hold themselves to C site, to this B site, to this A site. It's all been crazy holds. Early Hunter's Fury being used here for Nicholas, trying to find out Jax. Actually going to do some damage, I believe, on to Vesta. Down to 70 points of HP. Paranoia being held by Del Cerro. They're looking very out of sorts. The Shadownet side. Del Cerro pushed into the site. Barky with the knives out. That snuck up in a garage window. Catches one of the knives. Be faster, he says to Nicholas. Where is everyone hiding? Aplo pops the neural theft. Shadownet 3 to work with.
I have the spike.
Spike's being held here. Jump peek coming out from Profit. He's just baiting for the incel. Vesta baiting towards his B site. Aplo, of course, holding in this cross fire position towards the C-Link site. Finds Calamari. His head ripped off. Looking to find more on the Vesta. And looking to find just Vesta now as he's pinned against the wall. It's another kill for Aplo. It's a bit of tactical crouching here. 12 on the board for Eshays. They found themselves match point. 12-7.
Yes.
Shadownet.
should do.
And Eshays, we might be going to Icebox here.
That goes there.
Unless Shadownet pull off something short of a miracle. They need 5 straight to go to overtime.
This is a nice spot.
Or we go to Icebox after this. We can see camera out for Aplo for some early info.
Camera taken out.
Spotted by Deltero, but has spotted Deltero.
Cage triggered.
The outro goes through. Shadownet, you can see and they're a little bit panicked. A little bit out of sorts. Vesta taken. Corner not checked. This is Aplo's first time on the Cypher. He is doing it.
Down mid.
Dividends. Deltero and Baki. And Deltero and Baki to fall to the knives of profit. My lord, man. 13-7. A chaotic game from